Welcome to our final video taking us through collaboration using OneDrive specifically, so the final video in this series. And what we're focusing on here is simultaneous editing and collaboration on documents in real time, which is some of the more interesting and really kind of mind-blowing functionality that we've got within Office 365. Storing our documents online is fine, but being able to work on them with other people in real time, absolutely fantastic. So what I've done from our previous sessions where we've gone through uploading documents and then sharing them, I have shared this Products 2020 Excel document with a user who's actually outside of my tenant. So I've actually shared it with an external user in this particular instance, which you may or may not be able to do depending on the security settings of your organization, but on my tenant here I can do that. And I can see that it's shared because obviously the metadata in that sharing column tells me so. So what I'm going to do is open up this Excel document, and I'm going to start by opening it in Excel Online, which is the browser-based version of Microsoft Excel. When I do so, if I give this just a moment to spin up, what I should find once Excel opens, it shows me my data. What I've got here is just some different types of pie and some different information. It doesn't matter too much what I'm actually looking at, but what's important is, up in the top right here, I can see that a guest contributor also has this workbook open. Now, if this were somebody within my organization, I would actually be able to see their name and I would be able to see their picture if they had one. And you can see it's color coded, so my guest contributor here is purple. The colors are randomly generated. They don't actually kind of relate to an individual person, but they're there so that I can see this guest contributor is currently in cell G6, I think that is. G6 is the cell that they're currently editing. And the idea with this is that if my guest contributor, if my external party starts making modifications to the document, so let's say that they start adding in a new type of pie. So let's say that we're going to have, so we've got a pie, we've got bacon, we've got cheese. Let's say that we're going to have, let's add sausage in there as well. Can you see that the three dots indicate that the guest contributor, the other person in this workbook with me at the moment, in this document, they're actually up to something. And as soon as they commit that, there we go, immediately it appears to me. So they're going to add a stock number next, then how many of those we've got, followed by when the sale's starting, and then when the sale's ending as well. So we've got quite a lot of information that's being added in here, and you can see that that's coming in real time. What's more, if I decide that I want to make changes, so if I think actually that's not the right stock number, what I have the ability to do is I can actually make changes myself, and it will update that in real time to the other parties that are looking at this particular document. Now, this real-time collaboration only works using the online Office applications, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote, etc. If you have other documents that you want to work on in real time, then we need to use something like Microsoft Teams, and we'll get to that in a later series. But this functionality doesn't require you to be using any third-party software, doesn't require you to be in a meeting with someone or anything along those lines. It simply needs you to have access to a document through sharing and the means with which to open it, which if you've got a web browser, you can easily do, as we are seeing here. What's more, if I open this particular document in the local application, so I'm opening up now Excel the application, okay, you can see actually it works within the desktop app as well. So what this means is, let me just close this down for a moment. If I'm accessing a document through the synchronized method that we looked at in an earlier session, so here's the same document, I'm opening it up from my local synchronized folder. If someone else is in here, basically I connect to the same document. You can have loads of people, tens of people in the same document at the same time, although obviously the more people that you've got in there, the more confusing it might be. But you can imagine that if I had, for example, a sales team, a remote workforce that needed to be updating a spreadsheet simultaneously, if they had their tabs down the bottom here for their individual KPIs, etc., it means that they can all go in and add their numbers individually without the need for somebody to close it before somebody else can open it again. Because we've all been there. You've had a document that's on a file share, you go to open it up and Bob from accounting has gone for lunch and left it open and it says it's read-only. You get around all that here because you can just dip in, dip out as you please. Bear in mind though that when people are in the document, you are unable to do things like using the version history to roll it back, deleting it and renaming it, but any of the contents can be modified. So you do still need people to get out of the document in the event that you want to carry out some of those administrative, those document management tasks that we looked at in those earlier sessions. This concludes what we're looking at with OneDrive. Please do check back for our other video series on Microsoft Teams, OneNote and collaboration in